I'm a king.
I'm back at it. It's your boy CP. Got my dog Faizon with me, man. Big worm, big what? Big who? Big? I don't give a damn. What's going down, big dog?
What's up, man? You good?
Major. Man, just I definitely wanted to reach out to another legendary San Diego cat, man. He paid, part of it. Everyone that paved the way. I always like to, kind of inspire the people and always have, our own folks and kind of I always like to hear the backdrops of certain stories, man, of everything. But I had read up that you was born in Cuba. How that work?
What do you mean how it work?
You don't meet every day. You meet a nigga that's born in Cuba. That's a
You
nigga.
do, but you just don't know because y'all just think Tony Montana is is cute. I mean, that you think that's what a Cuban looks like. There's a lot of Cubans in San Diego, a lot of everywhere, but because of the stereotypes, you guys don't.
Well, contrary to what most people, I've been in Cuba twice.
What part?
I've been in Havana twice.
Okay.
So I by myself. I went the first time by myself. I flew in through Cancun, and the second time I had a homie
Oh
meet.
yeah.
I came first time I went. I spent the day in Miami, flew to Cartagena, Colombia, was there 3, 4 days. Flew to Cancun, was there with Kurt. I popped up, that nigga Kurt Nitty was there, one of your young partners. He was in Cancun. And then
Oops.
I spent 3, 4 days there. Then I flew to Cuba by myself and was figuring it out, just fucking around. And then I went back, I went to Brazil. I spent the week in Brazil and I met the young homie in Cuba that night. I flew into Miami and went right through immigration and went straight into Cuba. So I know them. I know they look like niggas, but I'm just saying today, every day you meet a nigga that was born in Cuba.
Oh yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot. I was born in Santiago, de Cuba.
Right.
You was in the tourist trap.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah. But man, that's one of my top three places. Like, if anybody ever asks me on all places I've traveled, Cuba's on my top three list. Like even being Havana, going to, Playa Santa Maria, you can go out to
You
you
go
know,
to the country.
Baradero. You can go to Baradero. You can do it's a lot of things. I'll be planning group travels and stuff, and I'm gonna
uh,
get all my folks to go out there and see what it's like.
did you go to the prison?
Nah, I didn't go. You talking about Guantanamo?
No. The
Oh,
old prison on the water.
nah, I didn't even go. Oh, well, I went to the you talking about like the fort that they have by the
Part
Christmas
of,
statue?
it's not far from there. It's a prison that's on the water there.
Yeah, I'm gonna
That's
have to check that out
go
next time.
fishing over there now. It's not an active prison.
Okay, yeah, nah, I'm gonna have to check it out. I usually try to go to the forts. I went to the Museum of the Revolution. I went to
All the tourist traps.
yeah. Well, I mean, you get to learn a lot of shit though in there. A lot of stuff you get to learn at the museums.
Like, what did you learn the most?
Well, I mean, I didn't really know about the Bay of the Pigs or all that, how we poisoned that, or I didn't really know about how they had 70, 80 Olympians or something on a plane and they had won all the fencers, the Olympics, they had won the fencing, and then they had, the Americans had conspired with one of the Cubans and let him get clemency or whatever, in America, but he damaged the plane and the plane took off and it crashed and killed everybody on the plane. All the Olympians died or how everyone's supposed to be able to compete in the Olympics, right? And all of a sudden, when the Cubans was coming on their boats and stuff, the Americans were shooting stuff to make their boats turn away, shooting at them and things like that to make them leave with their boats. It wasn't letting them participate in the Olympics when that's every, human's, God-given right to participate. So it was a lot of things in that in the Cuban.
Did it strike you they were the black Cubans?
Oh man, everybody, yeah, black Cubans, all Cubans. I was outside. I be in the middle of the streets
I'm
though.
talking about the Olympians.
Oh yeah, it was all black Cubans. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. Castro offered to send his army to South Africa to get Nelson Mandela out.
right.
Did you know that?
Yeah, I seen that in Che. Man, Che was really what was he really Argentinian or something
He
like
was
that?
born in Argentina. Yeah,
Yeah, and
yeah.
he led the military and he did his thing, and then he went and did that last mission or something, got caught, and they killed his ass. Yeah,
Yeah.
but he's the man. Che is the man, even though he's not Cuban. But yeah, I try to watch. I try to be very cultured. I'm into history, so I really try not to do the
Good.
whole
That's good. That's good. Do you know
because
Che Guevara's real birthday?
when is it? I don't even know. And I'm gonna have to look that up.
It's going to say June 14th, but it's May 14th. His mother moved it for superstition reasons. Look it up, though.
I'm gonna have to check that
My
out.
birthday is June 14th.
Okay, so that's
That
that's the similarity being born in Cuba. You'd have to see what was going down at that time in Cuba.
was way before. That was way before. I was born in 68. This stuff was happening in 58. And, even till today, it's like they downplay Fidel. Fidel, so I
Gene
don't care what you look like, you born in Cuba, you a Cuban.
Cuban, for
So
certain.
fuck all that light skin. 'Cause they was bringing all the racism over from America because there was a lot
Right.
of Americans in Cuba, and they was treating black Cubans like niggas. And he was like, no, motherfucker, he's Cuban. We will all whoop your ass.
That's how, hey, but I got some folks out there and they like seeing Cuban don't matter. Dark Cuban, light Cuban, white Cuban, you Cuban. And, the Americans the only ones that really be tripping off that color stuff.
Well, what happened was a lot of the white Cubans went to Miami because the niggas got getting social justice because Fidel.
Right.
So a lot of them escaped. So if you see, most time you see the white Cubans in Miami, they look like who?
Jennifer Lopez,
Right.
Ricky Martin.
Right. So those ones don't really like when Fidel died, the island stood up,
Right.
but over in Miami they were mad.
Well, Raul, they all relinquished their power kind of, but he still kind of he sits in
Yeah,
a position to kind of help out with the new president, but I guess he
yeah,
still got some kind of control. But it's
hell
big.
yeah, he got power. They love Fidel over there. He didn't have no damn bodyguards. He walked around Cuba just by himself.
I tell people Cuba one of the most safest places I've ever been. There, Dubai, Sardinia,
Dubai.
island off the coast of Italy. That's one of the most beautiful places and safest place I've ever been. Um, I don't think the only place I didn't really ever really feel too uncomfortable in places. Maybe like DR a little bit when I first went there the first time, or
Really?
I don't know. I've been all in the streets of Rio de Janeiro by myself, street parties. I'm talking about nigga, shirt off, nigga in the
Did
middle
you go
there.
to club? Did you go to Club Help?
We're in Rio?
Yeah.
Nah, I've been to I went to Monte Carlo.
What year did you go?
I went 2019 and
Oh,
20.
oh no, yeah. No, this is back in 96, 97. They had this place called Cub Help that was crazy.
Yeah,
That's
Copacabana Beach in Ipanema.
yeah,
But
yeah,
so you was a military kid. That's how you was born in Cuba, or what?
yeah, yeah. Part of it, yeah, part of it,
He's
yeah.
a political refugee from Cuba. So how So when you came, when your family migrated to Dago or whatever, I seen that you went to Morris High School. Like, How did you, hanging out with them guys up top? How'd you end up at Morris, and what was that like? And why didn't you go to like Gompers or something, something closer over
Gompers. Hell no, Gompers.
there?
Gompers was all Crip school.
Both of you was gonna be scrapping that, or I don't know what your experience
Well,
was
that's
like.
what the problem was. My father was like, "You're not going." I wanted to go to Lincoln because most people in my neighborhood went to Lincoln.
Right,
It's right up the street, so everybody go to Lincoln. And it was Lincoln and uptown in Lincoln, we was good. So my father was like, "Nah, you're gonna be fighting every day." I was like, "I got help." He's like, "Nah, that's not the problem. You're gonna be fighting. You Mike, Allied, everybody, everybody was at Lincoln.
right, certainly.
but the players was at Morris because all the women were at Morris.
Right.
A
We
lot of
always
women
had
at Lincoln too, but a lot of women was at Morris.
you always had
Morris
the
was like
baddest
really
baddest
player,
mom.
and they were like they're surrounded by the ESP, East Side Piru. So my father was like, nah. I was like, nah, I'm gonna keep my grades up and whoop whoop. So keep my grades up and I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, and none of that happened. I
They
uh,
wasn't tripping on you going to Morris though.
no, no, it wasn't like that. It
It
wasn't
was
like that.
before the tripping.
No, it wasn't like that. Uh, when we grew up, it was like they were just bloods. ESP, nobody was tripping. Nobody. It was Skyline, and they was huge, but nobody tripped like that.
Right.
When because it was a few people that went to Morris from Emerald. Not a lot, only like it was Alex, Jordash, um, who else? Not that many. I don't really think about it, but I was, shit, it was all blue when yeah, who else? A couple teachers lived in Emerald Hills, and Miss Pearson, Miss so, um, Mr. Harold. Wasn't a lot of kids because we had to take the bus and all that. Then I got a car, a
Way to
little
go
raggedy.
to Morris.
Huh?
I said, you
Uh,
really went out your way to go from there to go to Morris.
Listen, it was either that, and I ended up going anyway. Patrick Henry. I was like, I'm not going to Patrick Henry because we had already went to. I was going to Lewis. I graduated from Lewis, Ally Gardens.
Right.
I was like, man, I don't want to be around no more white folks. But as a kid, you thinking that but I learned so much things going to bands, music, you know. Uh, I learned a lot going to that school actually. But then I got kicked out of Morris and I went to Patrick Henry. I was there for 2 weeks. Get out of here. Don't you ever come back here. Then I got kicked out of there. Then I went to Crawford. Um, I got kicked out of Crawford. Then I went to the last stop was Garfield.
Okay.
Garfield was the last stop, and the homie across the street, Mike went there. Mike was going there, so we would go there. Mike said one day he looked up, it was helicopters and shit. Oh, he saw. I was me running. Pew! Then I got kicked out of there. Then I ended up going to what is it on lit on and God damn it, Twain.
Okay.
I ended up graduating from Twain. I ended up graduating from Twain. It's like, get this nigga out of here.
So all the chaos you was causing and getting into, how did you, let's say you was doing stand-up comedy or something at 15.
I
Was
was.
comedy always your passion? Did you always want to be an actor or did they just kind of come together? How did that start?
They both kind of was a package deal. Like I was like, eventually, because Eddie Murphy was the bar, still is the bar. Richard Pryor, Bill Cosby. So you had all those, and the people I was on stage with was amazing. So they had Damon Wayans, Keenan Wayans, Martin,
Where was this
Robin
at?
Harris. These are people you perform with, daily. You know what I'm saying?
In
Mark
LA?
Brazil, uh, um, Pauly Shore. This was your alum. This was your peers
This
who
was in
you
LA.
learned from. Say it again.
That I was in LA.
It was L.A. and San Diego. You go both. Then I moved to New York, and I remember seeing Adam Sandler will be called online with his guitar trying to get a spot to pick, spot to get on. Um, uh, Maceo, it was crazy. It was man, it was crazy. It was actually beautiful though, but it was going to New York trying to hone your shit, walking them streets uh, in the cold and um, you know that's where I started smoking cigars at.
So that made
Uh,
your grind so much. It was going to New York made your grind so much stronger over being in LA.
it's just that New York is a great place. I think it's still a great place for stand up, but it was really a good place because just so many rooms you can perform at. Like California really had two or three, but New York had rooms everywhere. Um, everywhere. I remember one time me and Paulie went to this. We call it the rug room. It was a room just filled with rugs and a mic, and we got on there, and then we went to the submarine room. It was some restaurant that was the theme was submarine. We're like, what the fuck? Why did we leave California for this shit?
So you was just taking any opportunity that came up.
You had to. You had to get. Nowadays, these comics don't do that. They just get on the mic and talk shit. But you had to make motherfuckers laugh back then. You had to get on stage and you had to every opportunity. I remember one time, me and Lance Crowthers. You ever saw Pootie Tang?
Yeah, for certain. What a
Okay,
tie. What a tie.
what a Tay. Well, that guy, his name is Lance Crowthers, and he's a brilliant comedian. I mean, when I say brilliant, and he was brilliant back then. Um, I I I did a show. We did a show outside in the village, and we were both nervous as hell. So I went up and did my shit, and he was, oh man, that was good. And he that went up and did his shit, and I was like, God damn, this nigga's good. Um, but this was outside. People were walking by, and it's like a little carnival or whatever. And he was the shit, man. So you meet those kind of people, and you come up together, and um, and he's bad. He was bad. Chris Rock till the day is bad. They all hang together, bad as a motherfucker, and been bad since this is '86.
I wasn't even born yet.
Yeah, this is '86, and um, this you meet these people, and it's like a journey. And you had to nowadays they just get some hey nigga, this is me doing a sketch. Like shut the fuck up, nigga, that bullshit and go on with that bullshit. They think it's the same thing because they have followers, but they're really not earned
Didn't put the footwork in.
because it's free and they're not. It's not a response.
Well,
Comedy,
is this the evolution of comedy and what the internet
oh,
did to
comedy
it?
has no comedy has no. This is the dumbest thing I keep hearing. It's evolution. It's not. This is not evolution. Comedy is be funny.
Yeah, right.
Be funny, and someone's gonna go. That's funny. Not okay, I'm gonna be, and you can be funny with this thing, but how you gonna know? Because the people that they're just like, if you're not making a motherfucker laugh, you making a motherfucker go, oh, check that was funny. That ain't funny.
Right. Yeah, I'll be looking for stuff that's gonna make me laugh out loud for real. Like certain
There's
shit be
stuff
funny,
on
like
there.
that was entertaining, but I'll be looking for what's gonna make me like damn near choke on my food or something.
There's stuff on there that's funny as hell. Ain't got nothing to do with comedy. You look at it, it's got millions of babies and the dog singing but there's some stand up on there now. People are posting stand up. That's funny.
Right.
That's funny. This white guy said, um, why when a black I yell at a black person, it's about racism. But why when a black person yells at me, it's called customer service. I was like, God damn,
Hey,
that's brilliant.
it's several white boys that's funny as hell right now. I was like, one of them, I'm gonna have to whip his ass. He was too funny with his black jokes.
What
Yeah.
was that?
Oh, is two of them. I'd have to look him up. It's one guy here, a younger guy and an older guy, but I can't think of the joke that he made. One of them he had he was talking to some lady, right, in the audience, right? And he had her, she was hot and she had just got broken up and she brought him some cookies and shit like that. And she was like, "Here, this is my daughter," was showing her daughter. So he called her daughter on the phone, was like, you look anything like your mom. And he was like, "Let me see, open up your phone." And then like I guess the mom had just had some breast implants or reconstructive surgery done. So he's like, "This what y'all do online? Y'all sit there, y'all show each other teats." He's like, "Well, shit, let me see one." He like, let me see if yours is better than mine. I didn't see
Yeah.
mine. Like, dude was hella funny, but they had some black jokes, and I'm like, nigga,
You gotta,
too good. I'm about
it's
to whip
kind of
your
hard
ass.
with that because they're really not black jokes. That's just his opinion of black people.
Right. Nah, I'm not mad though. I think it's funny. I'm playing. I wouldn't get mad at him in person, but I was like, that was a good one. I'm about to fuck you up. You know what I'm saying? One of those. But
Right.
but
But it's
how did
like, go ahead.
I was gonna say, how did you like, but everybody's a starving artist until they get their opportunity, right? And you can still be starving after that, but you get your opportunity. So I mean, like your first big opportunity is probably what Bebe's Kids.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I mean, every opportunity, yeah, baby. I mean, it's just how you look at it. You guys, it ain't no big opportunity. It's collective, collective. That's what I'm saying. These guys want to just do one thing, like, I'm here. Nigga, sit your bitch ass down. You ain't nowhere. It's like it's a it's a collective piece of work. You just keep working and you look up like, oh shit, damn, I've been doing this shit 10 years straight. Damn, okay. Um, uh, it's not really it's not the big break. It's like, yeah, that helped, that helped, that helped, and that helped. And because you're building a body of work.
Right.
You see, and that's when we used to call it the film business. You see what I'm saying?
So, I mean, but how was that? Even working with my Duke test tube, baby. Like he was a late great genius as a comedian goes. I mean, even to watch his films in being a house party and well, he was a comedian on Mo Better Blues, I believe too. I watched pretty much everything.
Robin Harris,
Robin Harris, yeah.
funny as a motherfucker. Okay.
What's your best memory or story of working with her?
Oh my God. It was my weekend to what they call be booked. I was booked, right? And um, you going on stage with the best. To even be booked is a cold thing. Like, okay. So I do the first. Now this place is packed. It's probably 600 people over there. These black elite. This is like before the BET Awards. These people are in this thing packed. Magic Johnson, whoever who's black and famous is them. There is in the crowd. They don't know me at the time, but they're a nice crowd. Okay, so they bring me up. Robin brings me up, um, and I bomb. I mean, when I say I bombed, it was a long walk to the back door, which was the exit, and you could see people just looking at you like, damn, damn, nigga, shit, god damn, but they, and I got to the exit, and the owner of the club, Michael Williams, said, uh, they just want to be entertained, Faizon. They just want to be entertained. And got in the car, drove home, and I just thought about it. I was like, man, that's crazy. I was looking all desperate and shit, trying to make these motherfuckers laugh. acting like I wasn't, you know. So came back the next day. I was relaxed. Got on stage and blasted the doors off. And I did it with this joke called Shaka Zulu. I said, just started my movie career. I did my first movie, Shaka Zulu. And brother, oh, what, yeah? I said, yeah, I'm the black dude with a spear. Nigga, right. I did some other stuff about black people being addicted to lotto and all this other stuff. And but Robin brought, all right, you Shaka Zulu. Shaka Zulu. Like motherfucker. Yeah, so that was my nickname, Shaka Zulu. Shaka Zulu. Um, I told all that to say that that's what he yeah, he was a good guy. He was a good guy. Funny, always. You know, they play basketball every day. I'm like, man, I'm not going to play basketball with you niggas. This nigga, big nigga, love playing basketball. Was a track star, actually, believe it or not.
You said he was a track star?
Yeah, yeah. He ran track. Robin ran track.
Damn it. I would have never guessed that. The way he be breathing, he be talking in his movies, be breathing all hard and she like, son.
I think he ever did that.
But he was talking to kid and stuff like that. He was like, "Yeah, I need some of this for my." What was he in the first
Oh
house?
yeah, that's an act though, man. That's him acting. Robin can play basketball all afternoon.
I bet.
As Joe Torre, uh, I believe DL Hughley. He loved it. DL Hughley introduced him on his album. So on his album is sorry, is yeah. On his album, Baby Kids, that's DL Hughley introducing Robin. Come to the stage, Robin Harris.
Right. I heard that. I think it's
Yeah.
at the end of the movie, right? They're talking about it.
No, no, it's at the beginning. He's
Okay.
introduced Robin to get on stage at at um at the goddamn Birdland. Yes.
Let me ask you, what was it like? Like, how did you get the audition or find out for the audition? I don't know if it was your agent for Friday for Big Worm.
Uh yes, Nancy. Nancy Chavez was my she was like a mom agent. She was yeah, she's like facing. She was from Nashville. And she's like facing. They want you to go audition for a worm. I was like, what? They want you to go audition for a worm. I said, what are you talking about, Nancy? And she's like, they want you to go audition. Now, don't go down there with an attitude but the guy's got an attitude, so you can kind of be mean. And I said, what are you talking about, Nancy? Oh my God, I love that lady. Nancy Chavez. And um I read the sides. I was like, oh shit. One thing I used to hate to do is audition, but you had to do it. And what gave me the freedom to do it is I would have to go in as the character.
Right.
So when I went in, I believe I only went in one time, and I believe I went in there and was rolling a joint and talking to them like, uh, yeah. So I was talking like these niggas like, what the fuck is wrong with this? But I was as Big Worm. So I was, yeah, okay. It's like what you do, and I can do it now in a audition. You have to command the room, and it's not about what they. It's about you presenting everything they want and more. I don't know if you know what that means, but they wanted to see Big Worm,
Right.
not the Big Worm they wrote, the Big Worm they was dreaming about.
Right.
So when I came in there, smoking weed, and weed was illegal back then. What the fuck is this nigga doing? This shit is crazy.
Was
Yes.
Cube in the room when you was doing
Yeah,
it?
Q was in the room, Gary was in the room, and I call her Pretty Feet. She was in the room. Casting director, she would always have her feet out. And I was like, she had the prettiest feet. I was like, why do you always get your feet out? But I came in there as Big One, and that's how. Uh,
What was it like filming it with them dudes? We're filming with Cube and then Chris Tucker and John Witherspoon.
it was just like we were all we. Gary got tired of me and Chris because we talked so much shit all day long. So he would fire us, then have to hire us. Like, yeah. I remember one time, me, Q, Gary was in the van. Gary's like, y'all too fired. So we go sit in the van and laugh. Like, you ain't fire us, niggas. And then Q came in there. We was all like badass kids in the van. Because he was like, you fired you too? Like, yeah, nigga. Because we that's what it was. We found out Gary's middle name F. Gary Gray. The F stands for Felix. So we was like,
Y'all was roasting him up.
oh, Felix. We we trust me, we was petty as fuck. It was Michael, Bobby, Ricky, and Gary. Uh, AJ roasted these niggas so much that him and Tiny got into a real fight. This nigga was
Oh,
chasing. Oh my God, it was antics on the set.
so he really wanted to knock him out. He wasn't playing.
Oh my God. Anthony, AJ was talking about this nigga so cold one night, boy. It was a night. And oh my God, this nigga was in Tiny's ass. I'm gonna kill you, nigga. I was like, okay. Ah! Yeah, it was amazing. And when you think about it now, because when you're in the moment, you can't, you just fuck it. Fuck it. I mean, one time me and Chris couldn't stop laughing. And I was like, don't touch my hair, nigga. Whatever he did made me laugh and irked me. So
Right.
he comes up to the window and he touched my hair, and I was like, nigga, I'm gonna fuck you up. Don't touch my hair, nigga. Right, right. So I'm trying to keep my face.
Trying to stay in character.
If you look, I look away one time because I'm about to laugh. I look away. I said, "How much you got?" And I look away because I said, "This nigga, this bitch ass nigga, about to touch my hair. I'm gonna sock him." I'm so, so I look away, and he started doing the other shit. I was like, "Yeah, we have fun. We have fun."
It had to
Yeah,
be. I mean, that's a legendary cast. Any reason why? I mean, you think they didn't bring you back for the next one, or your role just wasn't important enough? Like,
I don't think it's important enough. I don't think it's important. I don't think they. Uh, yeah, I don't think it's important enough. I
now,
mean,
did you introduce, like, was it scripted for you to have the Shirley Temples and the Rollers, or was any of that
I was
your?
supposed to have rollers, but I said, nah, I need to have it. I need to have it. I need the Shelly blocks on me and whoop whoop. It's like, yeah, yeah. Which I was like, yeah, when I roll up, the Shelly blocks gotta be wham, 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 yeah. It was yeah, yeah. It
No, ain't
was
no chili cheese Fritos, and you ain't getting no refund, punk.
yeah, 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 yeah.
All that shit was scripted.
No, no, hell no. No. A lot of shit was all that playing with my money is like playing with my emotions. All that shit was me. Me and Chris would go fuck with the script at night. We're like, man, we ain't saying this, we ain't saying this. And they kept that shit in. Like all that shit, the shit was theirs was not 1001 or not 1002 or something like that.
9:59, not
Yeah,
10:01, 10 o'clock. You don't have
10
my
o'clock.
my
Be here
bud.
at 10 o'clock, man. You ain't got my bud. that was definitely in there. Um, what else? Um,
The palates.
I made that up.
Man, that's crazy.
Made that up, man. There's principalities in this partner. And we would say, I stole the partner from Tupac. This nigga would say partner all the time. Like, man, this nigga, I'm like, so so whenever me and Chris would see Tupac, we say, "What's up, partner?" Yeah, that was Tupac. I actually stole that from Tupac.
Did you study anywhere like for acting or?
No, I study other actors, like great actors, and I was like, oh, and I asked a lot of questions. On the set, I'm really different. I'm just like looking and like, okay, all right. Um, like, you put because you're trying to act like you know what's going on, but if you just shut the fuck up, you'll find out. Or you ask somebody, like, hey, what does that mean? Like for the longest, I remember my first movie called Street War, and uh we shot the scene. He said, after we shoot this, we going to lunch. I was like, okay. So I was like, okay, I'll see y'all tomorrow. Where you going? I was like, I thought y'all going to lunch. Yeah, you too. You just shot part of the scene. You got to shoot the rest. Like, what? It was what they call coverage.
Right.
So you shoot the front, the side, his coverage. Like I was like, what the fuck? Fuck is this? You want me to say it again? You didn't? I thought y'all got it. We got it from his side. Now we got to go over this. So the DP would explain to me, and because everybody assumed that I went to acting school, and I was like, nah. So they would help you. Especially back then, everybody on the set would help you. Oh no, we're shooting the light. Here, find your light. Tell you to find your light. See, there's a lot of difference how they do movies now than um, right now. You're in the really movie business. We were in the film industry. You
Right.
understand what I'm saying? They're
Yeah.
doing movies now. This is the era of movies, not film.
It's a dog eat dog world in this. I mean, I went to acting school. My teacher, she's from LA, but she's out here. She just recently shut it down. She older. I don't know if you ever seen Shameless, the TV show Shameless, but
Yes.
her son is Kevin, the lead guy in Shameless. So she
Okay.
taught him and Patrick Swayze and several other people. Like she's got a lot of credentials underneath her, right? Her name is Carla Howie, and her son name is Steve Howie, the guy who plays Kevin. So I studied up under her. She's really good and really trying to understand the intention behind the words and the subtext and everything that you really need to know and understand in acting and even angles and stuff like that. And I got a buddy of mine. He gets so much work here in Phoenix, and they just built these four big production studios here. It's like one in Scottsdale, one in Goodyear, like two in Tucson. They're supposed to be like almost $1 billion studios. So they just approved the actor tax credit thing or whatever, so that they start getting paid like everywhere else, like Hollywood, Atlanta, New York, and to get these production companies come out here. So I've been really trying to get into it. So I'll be, like, but once you get into it or you start watching it, and like you say, you study other people, everything that I watch, I'm always watching their expressions. Do I feel like it's realistic? Can I feel the emotion? Can, like, do I think that they're effective at what they're doing? Because, when I do scenes in class or when I do auditions. I mean, a lot of people hate auditions. I guess like you said, every actor that you hear, they say they hate auditions. Me, I don't get enough of them, but I never really felt like I hated them. I'm like, I guess you gotta. Carla, she used to call her school the fuck you class of acting, right? So like, you gotta have a fuck you mentality and go in there and I'm the best, and you gotta have a chip on your shoulder, and but it's so cutthroat, like you said, it's the movie business, the film, like nobody's willing to help you. Ain't nobody gonna help you like that on sets or you going into these auditions and stuff. People will try
Yeah.
to tell you the wrong things, and you might as well not talk to nobody and go in there and just do your thing.
There's people that are going to help you. Trust me. I mean, it's like going to Vegas and not knowing bet. There's people that help you. It's like um, unless a super mean actor who's bitter or who's jealous of you. Youth is the jealousy of acting. 'Cause every old actor is like, hey, this bitch ass nigga. That's the only thing but it's everybody will help you. I never had a bad time really, except for one time in this business, and it was some old weird shit. I was like, what? Because I would call motherfuckers on their shit right away. Like, what you say? What the fuck is this? Oh no. Okay. Let me see it again. I would definitely call the motherfuckers on their shit. Like, um, but this time these people were friends. I was like, what the fuck is this? So, but 9 times out of 10, they're gonna help you. You're like, yo, um, I remember Terrence Howard, myself, and Denzel, we were at a bar, and Denzel, Terrence asked Denzel, um, no, he was telling a story. He says, you know what? I called, what's my brother's name? Ren's Tate at 4 in the morning because I have a scene and I have to cry. And Denzel said, I would have hung up on your ass.
You know way. Hey, this is so funny. Did you see that recent clip that he did where
Oh,
he
Denzel.
they asked him about some old movie, something that some old film, right? And then he said to him, they said, what would you have? They asked him if he was watching. He said, at that time, I wasn't a fan of movies like that. Like I wasn't watching films like that. He said, I was the guy waiting outside of that film for you to come out trying to rob you. I said, yeah, wow. Dog just said some stuff lately. Like he's letting it all out right now. I'm
Yeah,
trying to find it.
oh yeah, he's a funny guy. Authentic.
What would you say is like what would you say is your favorite role that you've done?
Oh man. I like all the movies except for this one movie me and Cube did called Torque. Me and the
Oh, the
director.
racing movie, the motorcycle movie.
Oh my God, I hated that movie. Hated that movie. It was just so bad. I was like, what the fuck am I doing? I'm just extra in this motherfucker. What am I doing?
I'm a king.